Have a good night. Get some rest. Get some food. I need to do some shout-outs for some people. My mods are not active at the moment, so I will take care of it. Okay, so tomorrow is the Lego Sunday Raid Train, and Lone Gopher is on it. So is my husband, Eridican Games. So if you can please give them a follow and join them tomorrow for Lego Sunday, that would be awesome. Lone Gopher has a pretty chill stream where you get lots of trips down memory lane. Uh, Hubby is currently putting together the Lego UCS Millennium Falcon on stream. So that will be something that if you are a Star Wars fan, you are really going to like that. And let's see. Who else did I need to shout out? There's somebody else. Also going to shout out a jeweler on here, married with Spawn. Spawn does gold work and silver work. He's a goldsmith, so you can give him a follow. Go say hello, hang out in his stream. All right, so those are the shout outs. Those are done. There we go. Hi, Molly. Yes, you're a good girl. You're a good dog. Yes, you are. Diane, welcome in. How's it going, Dram? Dram, you're missing some operative words in that sentence. What do you want me to do with unstabilized turquoise? So finish small tabs of unstabilized turquoise. What do I see them selling for? Um, okay, depends on the grade of turquoise. If it's high-end turquoise, Dram, it's gonna unstabilized high-end turquoise is gonna command a heck of a price. I mean, I've seen small cabs of turquoise that are high-end be multiple hundreds of dollars depending on the kind of turquoise that it is. And if somebody is saying that $5 or $10 for a small cab of turquoise is too much, hey Dram, if somebody is getting them for 50 cents to a dollar, A, it's probably not real turquoise. B, it's probably slave labor in India or China. I want you to be very careful with that sort of thing. Because I can tell you already, that ain't right. No matter how you look at it, there's no way. I have sellers I buy turquoise from, and it's the turquoise out of China, which is a lower grade than the stuff coming out of the American Southwest, and I have never paid 50 cents to a dollar for a piece of it. It has always been 10, 15, $20 or more. You're not going to get it straight from the mines themselves at 50 cents to a dollar, unless he stole them. Exactly. So I wouldn't believe any of the BS he was telling you because that's exactly what it is BS. Good quality turquoise that is not stabilized is going to be very costly because good quality unstabilized turquoise is rare. It's much more likely to find stabilized high quality turquoise. It's from the 60s, so it's old stock turquoise at that. You got it from your main jeweler for part of a commission. Um, yeah, old stock turquoise that's not stabilized is going to be worth a pretty penny. I have seen old stock turquoise gems the size of my thumbnail going for $200 or $300. There is no freaking way he's getting them for 50 cents to a dollar, unless he's stealing them or he's buying a piece of turquoise or he's buying a turquoise piece of jewelry from a pawn shop or a thrift store and yanking the stones out. And people do that. I have heard of people going in, buying antique jewelry and ripping the stones out, melting the rest down. That does happen. Yeah, he was definitely full of crap. You are quite right, Dram. He was full of crap. So for instance, now this guy was at the show in Quartzsite several years ago. One it was the last Quartzsite show I went to before I moved up to BC, and he's got this is all turquoise. Most of it is stabilized, okay, but I have all different sizes here, sizes, shapes, grades. I've got stuff that very well could be Sleeping Beauty in here. I've got Kingman. I've got all sorts of stuff from the Southwest in here, okay? And some of it even has the gram weight on the back, 3.1 grams, okay? We're talking about stuff that's sold by the gram or by the carat, okay? And what is in this bag? Because the guy wanted to get rid of it. He was closing his shop. So I got a deal on it because he was closing his shop. Okay, this bag full of small little accent cabs was pretty cheap. Okay, I got this whole bag of tiny cabs, and they are tiny. There's nothing in this bag that I would use for a main cab. Um, for like 150 bucks, but that's because he just wanted to freaking get rid of it. He's like, "Look, I'll let you have this entire tray for 150," and I was like, "Sold." Because otherwise, this stone alone probably would have been 25, 30 bucks. You know, and this is beautiful turquoise. This is definitely a Kingman, uh, a nice Kingman turquoise right here. So, no, you can't get them for 50 cents to $1 a piece like that unless you're hitting somebody getting rid of all their stuff like I did. That's I mean, legitimately that's the only way you're going to get that kind of turquoise for that price is if you're hitting somebody who's literally cleaning out everything and getting rid of it. That's true. And I have a lot of interesting storage like that too, Dram. I have cardboard boxes and all sorts of things. Um, but yeah, I'm sorry, but he was telling you a line of BS. And I will call BS when I see it. At that point, you have to start asking really hard, serious questions of A, where are your sources getting this turquoise that you're getting it for this cheap? Are they stealing it? Are they, because there's no way you're going to get it direct from the mine for that cheap. That's cheaper than the mine would even sell it. Okay, if you go on Etsy, there's a place called Kingman Turquoise Mines or something. That's mine direct, and it's not even that cheap. And he's got both Kingman and Ithaca Peak Turquoise on there. Yeah, $7 a cab for your Mohawkite. That's ridiculous. Maybe, Graham, you just need to actively promote yourself online more. I wouldn't even bother with the local shops if they're going to try to bring down your prices like that. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you on that. Sometimes I think people say that because they want to buy it and they want to get it for cheap and they don't want to pay full price. I really don't know sometimes with people like that what their end goal is. Because there's got to be an end goal there that they're not discussing. Yeah, exactly. And I don't understand why they view it as bad to make money off the rocks that they're cutting and putting their time into because I mean, there are people that make a living doing this. And so I don't understand. See, I think maybe you're just selling to the wrong clientele. I think you're selling to the wrong clientele. You need to get into the quartzite gem shows out in Arizona. They take place every middle of January for like, there's a few different shows that take place there. The one that I find, it is far. However, the if you could do quartzite in January and then you go straight from quartzite to Tucson for February. There is a show called Miners Co-op that's just north of Tucson that goes on for the length of the Tucson shows, and you could probably get in there. So here's the thing, Dram. If you've got a vehicle, you can drive out there with your stuff. Okay? I do suggest that you have a way to have a vehicle that locks up really well. I know you're in Upper Michigan. I'm in BC. My husband and I have done the trip from BC to Arizona back and forth a few times. It's not fun. You'd probably have to leave 4 or 5 days ahead of the day you wanted to set up at the show. Hey, Cece, how's it going, lady? So, but if you were able to get one of the spots at Quartzsite, I think you'd do very well. Because the people that go to Quartzsite are not going to try to talk you down, okay, on your prices. The people who come there are coming there to buy quality stones. There are people that make that kind of money at that show. I don't know if you would, but there are people that make that kind of money. Um, there are various shows going on at the same time in Quartzsite in January. And if you went to Tucson, you would probably definitely make that amount of money. Thank you, Cece. So when you're going to Quartzsite in Tucson, people aren't just looking for cheap stuff. They're looking for stuff that's unusual. They're looking for stuff that's unique. The Coral Geode guy, well, reach out to him. Say, hey, you want to do the shows together? Good. All right, so CC did a hydrate and a stretch. We're going to do a stretch left unread. Well, maybe there's a reason why it hasn't been read yet. Maybe it accidentally got sent to a spam folder. Maybe something happened to him and he hasn't been able to read his email. You made contact with Michigan Rocks. It's been like 4 weeks. Well, don't know what to tell you, Dram. You could reach out and talk to my friend Mia, who's in Arkansas. Um, She sells some pretty unique stuff. Well, at least he replied. Because my friend Mia goes to Quartzsite in Tucson every year. Yeah, well, papers take a while because they got to go through peer review and they got to, all this other stuff. Yeah, I know it sounds kind of weird when you put it that way. Um, but what I think you should do, if you don't get a reasonable response out of Michigan Rocks, send me a DM and I will get you in touch with my friend Mia, who runs Spirit Bear Rocks and Spirit Bear Beads. Um, she, I don't know if she'd be willing to share a booth with you because has multiple booths that she puts together at a show. She's got a lot of material. Ah, okay. So, if that doesn't work out, let me know. Yeah, you could fill your own booth. And the booths actually for Quartzsite are really freaking cheap. Tucson, not so cheap, but Quartzsite cheap. The Powwow show, which on a week runs from Wednesday to a Sunday afternoon, I think my friend Mia said she paid a total of like 300 bucks for the entire week for a booth fee. And that's freaking dirt freaking cheap for a booth fee for that period of time for a show. I mean, that is dirt cheap. And they always have people that cancel at the last minute too on at those shows. A lot of your stuff is local. Well, the thing is there's people coming into Quartzsite from all over the world, and they're looking for stuff that's unique. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could sell your stuff there. You know? It is hard, Dram. I hear you on that one. I mean, I try explaining to people why my stuff is so pricey and expensive, okay? I mean, let's face it, that people say, "Oh, well, it's just glass beads and a few stones. It can't be that much." Well, they don't figure in your experience and time and the skill it takes to do this, you know? So you have to be willing to explain to people that there's a certain amount of skill, a certain amount of money for your time. Your time isn't free. CC knows my pain. That's okay, Dram. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate having you here. No problem. Thanks for the lurk. You got your festival? Cool. I'm assuming you meant festival. Is it the Cherry Blossom Festival? Cool. Cece's gonna get drunk. Cece, the goal is for you to go and have fun. If as long as you're having fun and nobody's getting hurt, it's good. If the only outcome is you have a hell of a hangover, then it was a good time, right? And you get home safely, exactly. And don't drive drunk. You're not driving, even better.